I'm Danforth Prince from Blood Moon Productions. I'm at Capital, a glamorous nightclub on Manhattan's Lower East Side, which for the purposes of this evening has been transformed into Bratislava on the Hudson. It is rolled tonight as showcase for the art, the culture, the music of Slovakia, a proud member nation of the EU and formerly united with the nation formerly known as Czechoslovakia. We're here to celebrate the release of our biography of Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn would have felt very comfortable in this melting pot of cultures. As a beautiful woman, Marilyn would have felt perhaps a bit threatened by the beauty of the women folk who are running around this place, modeling fashions from four important Slovakian designers. I am with Katarina Morakova, an example of the rising crop of talented Slovakian actresses with residences in New York City and Rome and a distinguished history of being in plays and films in Europe and in the United States. Katarina is also one of the co-presenters of the evening tonight in her role as
MC.
As MC.
As the MC of the Slovak Fashion Night 2012 in New York City.
Fabulous to be here at Capital.
Yes, I'm very happy because I am on a board of a non-profit organization, Plus 421 Foundation, one of the main organizers of tonight's event.
The thing that I'm so charmed as I look at modern Slovakia is the degree to which the nation, the tourist authorities, have recognized the country's value as an industrial centerpiece, car industries, petrochemicals, transmitters being manufactured, but also configuring itself as a cauldron of creativity for the arts.
Absolutely. There is a lot of emerging artists from Slovakia living in New York, all around Europe, as well as in Los Angeles. So I'm not the only one to look up for.
The statistic was that there's 1.8 million people in America of Slovakian descent.
It's possible that it will happen because we are very intelligent, we're very smart, we're beautiful people, and we're good people first and foremost. Anytime you come to Slovakia, the people will welcome you with their open hearts. We're very hospitable, and we will give you even our beds to sleep on, and we'd rather sleep on a couch.
And if you look at the medieval history of Slovakia, that was indeed fertile valleys run over by conquering tribes, everyone from the Magyars to the Turks. Did the Turks ever?
Turks, Germans, Hungarians. Slovakia used to belong to Habsburg's monarchy.
Yes.
And I'm actually
Maria Theresa made the wines of Bratislava her favorite.
Yes, she did. It was one of her favorite places to be in. There's a lot of castles and historical buildings that still remained from her.
And many of the Hungarian Magyar emperors are buried in Bratislava.
Exactly, yes.
Fascinating.
And I'm actually happy that you mentioned it because one of the reasons we are here tonight is to support a castle built at the beginning of the 14th century, Krásna Horka, which unfortunately was destroyed in fire on March 11th, 2012. So we are here to support it.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
We're here on the eve of the release of Blood Moon's newest biography of Marilyn Monroe, some conspiracy theories associated with her murder, and we've got a hot book out. Any thoughts on Marilyn, as particular how she affects the zeitgeist, the pop culture of Central Europe? Is she a role model? Is she a fashion icon?
She definitely is a fashion icon, and it's interesting that you mentioned it because when I was a little girl, I was living in a communist system, and I couldn't even dream about, coming to the United States, let alone living here and work here. And I used to read, I wanted to be an actress ever since I was very little, and I used to read her autobiography and was fascinated by the fact that, she came from a very difficult background, and she made herself who she was.
Our hope is that the style Blood Moon has developed of salvaging the oral histories of the entertainment industry or of political scandals of that era will be repeated in other arts circles outside of the United States, perhaps in Slovakia. Perhaps our style of publishing these previously unreported stories will take hold and someone will begin doing it somewhere in Slovakia.
Well, I think you have a good audience in Slovakia. People love Marilyn Monroe. Yes.
And they read. They're literate, they read.
I mean, what's there not to love? She was a beautiful woman and I think also a great actress.
I have the honor of being with Eva Žurinova, former Miss Slovakia and the organizer of the event, which is configured by the Slovakian consulate in New York as a showcase for Slovakian music, culture, art, dance, and particularly fashion. I was very charmed when I learned that the Plus 421 organization is derived from the area code for the country of Slovakia.
Yes, that's correct.
A word about Slovakia. Slovakia has distinguished and elegant origins that go back to the Middle Ages, a distinctive language of its own, a population of 5 million, a capital city of Bratislava, with a population of 434,000.
Oh, very good. Oh, I'm impressed.
Press release. This is one of the world's foremost showcases of Slovakian culture outside of Slovakia.
Yes, that's correct.
Every year.
Yes.
It's an interesting cultural medley, Slovakia is, at the crossroads of the heart of Europe, midway between the burgeoning city of Vienna, the burgeoning city
Budapest.
of Budapest.
Yes. And Warsaw is not so far away. So.
And most often visited productively as a part of river cruises by companies that do river cruises along the Danube.
That's correct.
And things that I've been so impressed about Slovakia includes a 160-mile road of Gothic treasures.
Yes.
8 all-wooden churches built in many cases without any metal fasteners or nails.
Wow, I'm impressed.
We're here on the event of the release of our biography of Marilyn Monroe by Darwin Porter. And we're very happy to configure this book as a joint release of our book and the news of this hot event with the showcasing of Slovakian culture that you have organized. We're, of course, so interested in the role of Marilyn Monroe as an icon in the fashion world of areas outside the United States. Any thoughts on Marilyn? Have they heard of her in Slovakia?
Of course. Marilyn is actually a very popular character because there have been numerous autobiographies or memoirs of her released in our language, and all those books that you're familiar with. We read 2. I've read 1 actually when I was about 10 years old. And it was the first one, I think, that was one of the bestsellers. So yes, Marilyn Monroe, of course, she's still a big inspiration. Or Norma Jean or Jane, should I say that?
One thing we'll be pursuing tonight in our interviews is the degree to which the oral histories of Slovakia are configured in the modern arts scene of Slovakia in the same sense that Blood Moon does its best to uncover oral histories, bring them to the light of publication with good library indexes, in this case the conspiracies associated with Marilyn Monroe. We hope we'd hear anything from the Slovakian world about an equivalent research of its recent cultural past, which will perhaps make it as an amplification of Slovakia's understanding of its own cultural self.
We want to thank the many beautiful and talented women who contributed to New York City's understanding of the glories of Slovakia tonight. We salute them all as we salute the memory, the myth, and the legend of Marilyn Monroe.